our very own locked up abroad.
Heard horror stories.
And an altercation with the devil.
Out of sight, out of mind.
My daughter and my son was saying, I know what you're going to be, you're going to arrest my father.
Stalemate over the years was, whose problem is it?
That's an interesting question.
And everybody's looking at me down there like, it doesn't belong here. Like, you don't understand.
Would have ever run, disappear, I would have do that.
Pray, and I know it's going to be fine. One way or the other, it's going to work itself out.
The judges have a mandate. They took an oath to be fair.
It can happen to you.
Dark, old, filthy cells.
By entering prisons, prisoners are condemned to imprisonment for their crimes. They should not be condemned to HIV and AIDS.
Sexual activities are rampant.
And all you can hear is scream.
Persons using plastics to improvise for condom.
Trying to see some of the people who are involved into these things.
What kind of protection should be put out for someone like this?
Issue a condom to a man. You are totally disrespecting.
Condoms should be placed everywhere.
People in prison come out.
Is that safe?
We know exactly where the crime is. You can't walk on the road because of vampire. I hear people say that. Going through poor people's neighborhood, just destroying them. This could be happening since the 80s. Children have been poisoned over and over. When history looks back, this will be like a black mark, like one of those things that happened in Rwanda. Who are these children? What do they look like? Where do they come from? Poor black children, bottom line, no other nobody else. Why are we not looking at it? If we said this caused crime, anybody supposed to just even look at it.
Advanced Media Production, Islands in the Sea, a Caribbean story. And I'm Julius J. Levy.
Warning, 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 warning to the world! Warning, warning, warning! Climate change is happening. We got to do something, no doubt.
The Caribbean islands form a cluster of beauty, adorned with colorful characters and personalities. But lurking around is the threat of climatic disasters.
Sometimes here is a little cool and then it's hot, 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 hot.
I saw like birds flying, you know, in circle in the air. It was just going around in spirals. So I said to my girlfriend, that is strange.
It only takes one hurricane to cause catastrophic damage on any particular island.
Marimbas, calambas, he's playing steel drums. Ho, ho, ho.
The morning of November 30th, that was the start of the holidays.
The pepper lights and stuff around the houses.
And we usually to have Muscari, John Kuno and all these things.
It's one of those events you just have to go to, and even if you're watching it on TV, you can feel the drums like
Jamaican roots everywhere you go. You hear, you know, the dancehall, the reggae.
Food, food and more food. We go downtown Kingston and we shop.
That's what Christmas is, those 3 F's, family, food, fun.
My fastest. You make me feel. My clothes is not altogether ready because I was in a rush. I started working with suits at the age of 19.
I want to collaborate with you already. I want to do it again.
Hello, are you Father Christ?
Yes.
Today I'm participating in the Goodwill Hunt.
Really surprised.
I'm very happy doing it.
You look good.
That's right. Somebody reached out to me and my kids for the very first time.
Caribbean map. Did you know that the Antigua Classic Yacht Regatta is said to be one of the world's premier classic yachting events, which attracts classic yachts from Europe, the US, Australia and the Caribbean islands? This is a Caribbean story. I'm Whitney. We love competitions and we find the most entertaining ways to compete, from the stage to the racetrack. One thing's for sure, Caribbean nationals give it the best they've got.
If anybody asks you who I am, just stand up tall, look them in the face and say,
This is a Caribbean story. My Caribbean story.
My Caribbean story.
Carib Minutes, where we look at issues affecting the region.
Castro brothers both admitting that Cuban socialism must modernize or disappear.
We also have a taste of Carib life.
Ever since I was a little boy growing up in Jamaica, I've always loved to cook.
The techniques that I inherited from them are the ones that have been used for hundreds of years.
A look into Caribbean entertainment. Business sense, real stories from real business people.
There's a saying in Jamaica that if you want good, your nose have to run.
And OMG.
You heard me. $1 billion disappears in Cayman Islands obscurity.
I couldn't put it in one book. You know, you would need an encyclopedia for that, an entire library.
It's more about the publication than about me as an author.
So many talented people here. So this writing thing is very good, you know, and I'm glad that it's not just for books, but, you know, people who write poems, people who write songs, people who write just ideas that comes to their head. I think it's brilliant.
The relevance of documenting. We're really losing out on the culture and passing on. They have to revisit what it is that they would like journalism to be in the Caribbean.
People call it family tradition. In some cases, what's a curse? That's one of the themes that came out in the book.
The pen is powerful, and when I wrote, people read and they responded.
The work that AMP is doing, I have had the opportunity to working with persons that works with AMP, and their professionalism, you know, blew me away. I know that they have Jamaica's interest at heart, and not just Jamaica, but the Caribbean and the entire territory at heart.
Advanced Media Productions, it has been an eye-opener for me. I mean, I'm very impressed with the kind of work that Advanced Media Production does. Advanced Media Production has so far done 2 video productions for Panos Caribbean. One is our video on our organization, and it was just released a day ago. And the response has been overwhelming. There's nobody that has said, there's something that needs to be changed. Everything is perfect, and I'm a stickler for detail, and there was no moment when there was any impatience displayed by the Advanced Media Production team. We're now like family, and Advanced Media Production has caused me, you know, to respect their work ethic, and also raised my appreciation for the documentary approach in telling stories. And it's a fine art, and not everybody appreciates it, understands it, and has mastered it. So for anybody who has any video production that needs to be done, Advanced Media Production is a team that will sit, they will listen to what it is you have to say, they will bring their creative eye to it, their creative interpretation. At the end of the day, you're going to get a quality production. So I'd recommend them.
Advanced Media Production. Visit us at www.ampglobal.tv, home of Caribbean Stories.